Hello and welcome to another episode of Blackjack Movies. I am your host, Pat Hilke, taking you through the journey of the best damn movie podcast on the internet. I am here once again with the co-pilot of the ship, Brett Gutierrez. What's up, Brett?
What is up, Pat? And what is up, listeners? We're here. It's December the 14th, and you know what day it is.
Yes, it is.
You know what day.
Yes. Star Wars Day, man. Star Wars Day. Last Jedi Day. Been waiting years. Well,
2 years.
Yeah, 2 years. Oh, that's years.
That's years.
Yeah. So we're going to get right into it. This is going to be a spoiler edition. So if you have not seen The Last Jedi, go see it this weekend, then come back and listen to the podcast. Do not spoil yourselves by listening to this first and then, seeing it after. Go see it first because there's some cool stuff that's going to happen.
Absolutely.
As always, we give the good, we give the bad, and we give our Blackjack Movies rating out of 10. Brett, Star Wars.
Let's talk about some good, right, Pat?
Let's do it, man.
Oh, man. So much cool about this movie. The Force. It's so much stronger than we think.
Yeah, it's
unbelievable.
It's not just your normal Sith and Jedi, dark and light. There's so much gray area to it that...
Yeah, every person is now in between. The Force powers are getting crazier.
For sure. It gives a whole new dimension of being one with the Force in this movie. So we're gonna get some into it in just a few minutes. And should
there's
we
so
just
much to love about it. Do you want to take it part by part?
That's what I was thinking. Maybe we can just go part by part and then...
Okay, let's talk about the training, on the island.
Unbelievable.
Do you know what island they're on? They're not on Dagobah. Do they ever name the island?
Yeah, it's Acto something or another.
Okay. So all the training on Acto.
Yeah.
How did
it's
you feel about it?
It's amazing.
The Jedi temple or the remnants of the temple and the tree, they give you all kind of chills.
They do. There's so much to be brought by this because there's, Luke's talking about this balance. So you have this dark side, just like you did in Dagobah.
Yeah.
You have this dark side, and then you have this light side, and it's trying to find that balance between the two. And you have Rey conflicted. She dives deep into the dark side because she wants to find out who her parents are.
Yeah, that's her drive. That's the driving force behind her. That's what can sway her one way or another. It's the empty hole that she feels that Adam Driver, is trying to pull at the whole time.
And there is a connection between those two. And not only just chemistry between the two actors, Adam Driver.
That's what I'm thinking you're talking about.
Well, for sure. There is so much chemistry between Daisy Ridley and Adam Driver. And Adam Driver killed it in this movie.
He was great.
He was amazing. And so was Daisy.
Yeah.
The acting. Mark Hamill was great. It was awesome to see Carrie Fisher on screen again. And
she was on a lot. She was on way more than you think.
Yeah, and
spoilers.
there's a couple of scenes where I was like, choked up about it.
Well, because I kept on thinking, oh man, they have to kill her off.
Well, when they did in the beginning, or what we thought they did in the beginning, I was like, oh my, this is so early.
Yeah, well, which is what I thought was going to happen because, she passed on. Maybe she didn't finish all of her filming. She is in this whole movie and does not bite it.
Yeah.
Spoiler.
Yeah, there's spoilers all the time. Spoilers all the time. It's funny because we're kind of staying away from them, but then we're going into them.
Oh, yeah, no. Okay, so let's talk about that. Leia doesn't die.
Yeah, Leia's still around, so
Leia gets blown out of a spaceship and she cocoons herself in space.
It's crazy.
And just comes back to the ship.
Yeah.
That's some crazy force power that we had not seen before, we had not thought of.
And the cool thing about this movie, too, when you're talking about, Oscar Isaac's character.
Oh, he had a great storyline throughout this movie.
Yeah, Poe had a great storyline. And
that's actually
when he's
the highlight of this movie.
When he's underused in Force Awakens, because they had planned on killing him off at the beginning.
Yeah.
But they totally use him in this movie, and and he does an amazing job. He's a great actor. So
let's speak to that. He has this obviously the attitude, the Poe Dameron attitude, the alpha male, the number one. He knows what's best. He thinks he can fly by the seat of his pants and do it all.
Yeah.
Classic gunslinger, and he really goes through the roller coaster of emotions on this. In this episode.
Oh yeah,
he goes from I'm gonna go with this attitude and I'm gonna win, and then he just gets slapped down over a couple times.
Well, not only that, but he's also headstrong. So he's like, well, this lady doesn't know what she's talking about. Laura Linney's character.
Yeah,
she doesn't know what she's talking about. So I'm just gonna
mutiny the ship,
and I'm gonna just do what I want to do.
and that would have gotten everybody killed. And
For
you
sure.
know, it didn't happen that way. And you know, thankfully they knocked Poe out, and he dropped down a peg. And I think that roller coaster for his character is super important and was really great in this movie.
Yeah, I think the thing that bugged me when we talk about something bad is the end scene with Poe and Rey. Like, I didn't really want to see a love interest between those two.
I don't think that there was.
You don't think so?
I don't think that they made it overtly.
Because right afterwards, she's looking at Finn, and Finn, to me, after Force Awakens, was, totally in the friend zone. and there's something there between Rey and Finn, and so we're going to see this little love triangle play out.
I don't know, man. She looks at everybody the same way.
To me, she asked Chewie, like, what, what should
man, you got to ask Chewie what she said.
I don't know. Well, I have a feeling what Chewie said.
I don't know. To me, she gives the same look to everybody. So I didn't really want to overtly say. And Finn has his own love romance in this movie, which I'm not going to talk about in the good because it wasn't for me.
No.
Interesting.
And it's part of the bad for me too.
Yeah.
And not necessarily their chemistry or anything else. I just think their storyline was just.
Yeah, and I'll talk about all that. But let's get to some more good.
Yoda
is freaking hilarious.
Yoda back to being Yoda from Empire.
Did that not give you all the feels?
It was so awesome.
I elbowed you pretty hard as soon as Yoda's Force Ghost comes up.
It was amazing.
And he's awesome, and he has all that chemistry and that funny humor. And
it was.
He's just giving Luke the business,
dude.
Even as a Force Ghost.
I think. It's crazy to do like an instant review for this movie because I think it's one of those movies that we're going to have to watch 2 or 3 times before we can really like soak it all in.
Yeah, right now our minds are just racing through a million thoughts. We're just going to get them out there.
I mean,
this is the most concise podcast.
The lightsaber battle with Rey and Kylo together.
Oh man,
so good.
Yeah, they have a fight scene where, spoiler,
and you think that
Adam Driver,
he goes to the light side, he kills Snoke.
Yeah, what a roller coaster that was. You think Daisy turned him, that he killed Snoke, and he's gonna, take Ridley and escape the ship, and they're gonna go and fight the Resistance.
Nope.
But then back on it, he goes, no. Now I am the Emperor. I am the Sith. The number one, which is always how it goes, and that's awesome too. You know what I mean? Because the rule of 2, he had to kill his master to become.
So now he's
the one and only Sith Lord.
Now I'm just hoping that he actually is Sith now. So like that's what I'm hoping. There's no
more. God, they can't be any more juggling back and forth.
Well, right? Because he was like, we'll get rid of the Sith, we'll get rid of the Jedi, and it'll just be us. So they called him Supreme Leader too, and I'm like, I kind of just want him to be a Darth something,
just for good feels.
Yeah, you got to bring back the Sith. We have our Jedi.
Well, he doesn't want the Sith. He just wants to be the leader. He just wants to be the supreme leader.
I want him to be a Sith.
Well, the Sith and the Jedi, who knows what's going to be left.
We have a Jedi.
Well, that's true.
We definitely have a Jedi.
And then they definitely allude that the Jedi are coming back, which is kind of weird because they named the movie The Last Jedi. I don't get that whole,
I think
dynamic between the name and the whole time thinking, okay, this is going to be the end of the Jedi. No, psych. There's a lot more Jedi coming.
I think for the most part, it was about here, Luke is your last Jedi, and then it took Daisy to have to go sort of like Empire, where Luke goes, or like Jedi I should say, where Luke goes and tries to get Darth Vader. He has to meet Darth Vader one last time, and that's sort of what Rey's journey is. She's got to go get Kylo and try and either
still
bring him back or no. I mean, she did that in this movie, right?
Yeah.
So I think she's a full-blown Jedi at this point.
She's the last one, so she better be.
Even with the limited training,
Yeah, she better be.
Yeah.
Because there's nobody left now to teach the ways.
And so, another spoiler, Luke Skywalker is no more. He is one with the Force, but in a way that was awesome. So awesome.
It really was.
It was so awesome. He was just in his being of being in the Force, and what's funny is I leaned over to you and I'm like, oh, this dude put Just for Men in before he did this battle, but he was already being that.
Yeah,
it was character. It was a younger Jedi Master Luke than the hermit that's living at the Jedi Temple.
Yeah, and I like that.
And,
that was really
so
cool.
it kind of helps you through, because you saw Anakin when he was old Darth Vader, but in the special editions that George Lucas did, all of a sudden he brings back Hayden Christensen. No. But as a Force ghost, right?
Yeah.
So you're taking them at the height of their power, or at the height of when they were one with the Force. And
you want to say that
I think that's
Hayden
what
Christensen
happens.
was one with the Force then? I don't know. We got a lot. There's a lot of, let's not talk about the prequel or the old movies.
I just think that having Luke show up a little bit younger
was fine.
Being one with the Force, it helps bridge that.
Yeah, sure. I mean, yeah, no, I love that's such a fitting end, too. That's exactly what first of all, I said, okay, now it's ridiculous because the Force powers are way too strong.
Right.
Luke can just go and take on an armada of AT-ATs and just take the blast straight to the chest and be like, nah, I'm gonna bounce off.
Yeah,
I was like, that's a little bit too much now. But then it was really cool that he was just, at the end of his life and projecting his Force ghost to meet Adam Driver one last time and to make this big, diversion so that the Rebel Resistance could get away. And awesome. it was beautiful. That was a beautiful death to his character, beautiful end to that, and now he is, like you said, one with the Force, and that's awesome.
And Mark Hamill will be back in Episode 9. He'll be a total
Force
ghost for Rey going through this.
And the lineup of Force ghosts is getting pretty deep.
Well, I don't know. Well, I don't know if we'll see Obi-Wan. I don't know if we'll see Yoda again.
I'm just saying the bench is strong.
It is, for sure. Yeah, no, that's a solid Jedi lineup right there. 27 Yankees right there.
Exactly. Obi-Wan's up there, Yoda. It's the A-team up there.
It is. It's nice. Let's get into some of the bad.
Yeah, because
I think our bad is probably going to be about the same.
I would say so.
Well, mine is the Finn storyline.
Yeah.
Just in general, like I liked the chemistry that him and Kelly Marie Tran had. Like, that didn't bother me. Like, I kind of enjoyed it. But I think just the whole Canto Bight casino.
Yeah.
Really
bad.
When they were on the ship, it wasn't so bad. But the casino, I didn't like.
Yeah. I would just go ahead and paint that whole, 30 minutes of that movie. This is a long movie.
Yeah.
I don't know the actual runtime.
I think it's like 2:33.
Yeah, it could be a solid 2 hours if you cut, just that side story out.
Yeah, but then you have no Finn in the movie.
Which would be okay with me. Which would be okay with me.
Because I was mad. No, because I was mad. Like, that's part of the bad, is that Finn was such a great character in The Force Awakens. Somebody that everybody fell in love with.
Really? Huh.
I thought. I loved Finn's
I don't know.
role
I think some people
Force Awakens, man. And
watching it back, because we saw the double feature.
Right.
Watching it back, I wasn't convinced on Finn's character, and I'll bring it to you right now. This is a hot take. I don't like Finn's character, and I wish he would. And I wish he would have bit it.
Which would have been
awesome.
Ridiculous. Well,
which would have been great. I mean, that would have been like, yes, there we go. We're done with the Finn thing. Yeah. Because in the first one, to me, Finn was just. I mean, I got it because he got the ball rolling, and you needed that, and that's fine. But giving him this big spin-off, portion of this movie, there's over a half an hour of solid Finn and
there is. And
his now new friend time, and it was just, oh man, it was a lot of misses for me.
Yeah,
in that whole section,
I just didn't like that part of the storyline. Like, I didn't know, like, Benicio del Toro's character right now to me is just
meh, very meh.
I think I gotta watch it again to see if I like it or I don't like it. Like, his speech impediment and stuff didn't bother me.
No.
So that was fine. I just don't know if I like that storyline at all. Yeah. And so it's just, I feel like they needed to do something with Finn, and
this is what they chose.
I just and then I understand, like, her falling for him quickly.
Yeah.
Whatever. But I don't understand him falling for her, because he is, throughout the whole movie, as soon as he wakes
he's in
up,
love with Rey.
He's looking for Rey. He wants Rey.
Well, I don't think he does fall in love with her. I think he's
just
is caring for her because they've been on this journey together. But she goes in for the kiss, and he was like, "Yo,
that's true.
Pass out."
That's true.
And and right away he goes and looks for Daisy. I don't think he's
even
interested.
after, like, even when she lifted the rocks off.
Yeah, that big embrace.
He ran right to her.
Yeah.
So
I think he's still interested in Daisy.
I think
that this side piece, she's main side bae at the moment. because the universe is getting smaller because the Resistance
is
really. They all fit on the Millennium Falcon at the end of the movie. That is a small Resistance. The Falcon isn't that big.